Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is National Clean... Oh, first of all, it's the 4th of June, Thursday. Holy cow. National Clean Beauty Day. So I don't know what that means exactly, but you were kind of my clean beauty. You're always tidying up, tidy Heidi. So I don't know what that means. National Old Maids Day. Is that, you think, the popcorn thing?
I don't know.
Or there's a card game?
Or the person.
It's National Cheese Day. National Cognac Day. Have I ever had cognac?
Yeah, I think we've had cognac.
Do I like it?
No.
Okay. I don't ever remember having it. And National Safe Day. S-A-F-E. Safe Day. So all of that. And it's a Thursday, so we have a Dear John letter to get to. And today's is from Gun Owner But Concerned. And it's about some kiddos shooting at birds in their yard with a BB gun. So you can chime in if you'd like to get involved in all of the details. You can do that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A survey found that a growing number of New Yorkers from the city of New York, they are abandoning city life in the wake of the coronavirus and moving to the suburbs. And some even, like, leaving the state.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's interesting. I think when something happens like that, everybody takes stock and says, okay, what's important
to me, and where do I want to be to be happy?
Is this where I want to be if quarantine happens again, or do I want to be somewhere else?
Right.
So I've got a link to the study. It's an interesting one. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. A suspected DUI driver spent the latter half of his Memorial weekend in a sticky situation after crashing into a liquid manure storage pond.
Oh.
Yeah. Dispatch about 1:30 in the morning after crashing into what was, at the time, an unknown water source at a dairy farm. Turns out, well, now we know what it is. And that's why it don't smell so good. He was submerged in his truck, pretty much, not entirely, but he didn't really know what it was. Later found out that it was manure. It says here, on top of signs of intoxication, he'd been trying to pull his vehicle out for about an hour before calling 911. He spent a lot of time in liquefied excrement, so when he was arrested, he had quite a stench on him.
And I wonder if there's a disease...
I don't know.
Risk there.
I don't know. There's got to be something. I mean, it can't be good for you, or we'd all do it.
No.
Okay, no, we wouldn't. Yeah. That is, though, what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Hollywood studios are now hiring COVID-19 consultants who can help keep movie sets safe for filming. So, I didn't know that was a thing, but now it is. Apple has landed the rights to Martin Scorsese's next film. It'll be starring Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. It's titled Killers of the Flower Moon. Tells a story of a series of murders that took place in Oklahoma in the early 20th century. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Have you heard of that? Killers of the Flower Moon?
No. I've
You know,
not.
if you'd maybe read a book or something.
Nope.
CeeLo Green says he's hoping to come out of quarantine 30 to 40 pounds lighter. I'm also hoping to come out of quarantine.
Yeah, you got to do more than
Turns
hope.
out I came out almost 20 pounds heavier, which is not good.
No.
I'm actually down about 4 pounds already.
Good
So
for you.
I've been working really hard, having a better diet than I had there for a while.
Yeah,
And
we went off the rails
we
for
did
a
kind
while.
of. And director Doug Liman, or Lyman, Liman, I'm probably saying it wrong.
Okay.
He signed on to collaborate with Tom Cruise. Am I saying that one right? Yeah, I got that one. On the first movie shot in outer space. NASA and Elon Musk are also attached to the project, so that'll be interesting. Going to shoot a film in outer space. I think we talked about this when it was just a rumor, but now it's like they got people signing on. So there you go. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. New York City comedians have begun performing at drive-in movie theaters. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I could see bands doing that too, or at least setting up that style of thing where you could sit in your vehicle and watch. So
Yeah.
hopefully we don't have to do that kind of stuff forever, but it's a really cool idea to kind of get things, pump started again and rolling, or kick started again.
Get things pump started.
I don't think that's
They're
a
going to
word.
pump start some stuff.
Kick started. I don't want to. I invented a word
Jump
today.
started.
That might have been what I was talking about. I don't know. Video of a Ukraine woman. Oh, this could have been our news from somewhere in this world. But I already started, so I'll tell you. A video of a Ukraine woman who took her underbritches off
Okay.
and used them as a face mask
Ew.
after she was denied service at a store. The video's gone viral.
Ew.
So there you go. Can't come in without a face mask? All right. Now put this one on. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are back in the news. Heidi just rolled her eyes, for those of you who can't see that. They, by the way, this was sent directly to me from them for you, Heidi.
Was it
Yes.
from them?
Dear Heidi, we have agreed to pay our own security after multiple drones flew over our home in the Hollywood Hills. I hope that makes you feel better. Signed, Meghan and Harry.
They should be paying their own security. Why should it be anybody's responsibility but their
They
own?
just said, hey, we're fine with that. We'll
Good
pay
for
for
you.
our own.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Way to go.
And the reason I was ribbing Heidi about this, when I read the story the other day, she scoffed at it and made fun of it for like all the rest of the entire
It's
scoop of the day.
ridiculous. It's nobody's responsibility but their own.
I gotcha. Hey, by the way, Kate Middleton is in the news. She says she, quote, feels exhausted from the enormous workload left behind by Harry and Meghan's departure from the royal family. She has to bear the burden all on her own.
She has to wave
of
on
being
both sides of the
royalty.
street.
I can't believe it. I have to wear 2 tiaras now. I probably shouldn't make fun of her because I have no idea what they do.
I don't know what they do
Probably
either.
a lot of good stuff. So I
Gotta
take all
pick
of
up
that
the
back.
Queen's mechanic work.
I
and-
don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we learned that the Queen used to be a mechanic. I still don't think that's true. We are way too gullible, Heidi. And finally, a video of a 12-year-old boy calmly strolling through the hills of Italy as a massive bear was following behind him. That video has gone viral.
Oh.
So he's just walking along, and there's this giant bear. Where's he going? He's like following behind him.
Is that what he was
That's what
sounding
the
like?
bear said. Hey, where you going? Hey,
Did the boy know the bear was following?
don't know.
Or he just was walking along and other people noticed the bear?
I don't know. I've got one last story. We're going to leave on this one. I was going to be done with that one, but I ran out of bear voices, so we're going to just go to this, and I can't bear ending on that
Oh,
one.
my.
A leading cosmetic surgeon says Khloe Kardashian's appearance looks radically different because she has received a large dose of injectables.
Okay.
So there you go. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Okay.
I wonder what kind of injectables.
Like Botox, maybe? I don't know.
I suppose.
Either that or push pops, but probably not push pops.
I don't know if you know this because I'm just so stunning. I have not had any
I know you
work
haven't.
done.
You don't need to. You are perfect the way you are. She's my wife as well. Hey guys,
You have
stay
to
back.
say that.
She's mine. This has been your scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Heck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time right now for Dear John Letters. And this is going to be a bizarre story because I think a lot of it's going to depend on your feelings on the topic of guns, but I don't know, maybe I'll be surprised. We'll see what Heidi has to say, and I know her feelings on this topic. So here we go. Dear John. So this is a weird thing, but several little boys were walking through our backyard with BB guns, shooting at birds. My wife followed them to their home about a block away. She approached the parents and explained that there's a lot of little kids that play in this area, and it seemed a little dangerous. The parents said, oh, well, they're just BB guns, and acted like it was a total non-issue. What are your thoughts? Signed, gun owner, but concerned. So the person writing the letter owns guns, so it's not like they're afraid because, it looks like a gun.
Right.
But my question is, what do you think? It says, and the only question on here is, what are your thoughts? So what are your thoughts?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking. No, who am I asking? We're the only two in here.
I think it's dangerous.
I do too. And I was wondering if you would say that.
Yeah.
Because I know that you are a responsible gun owner, but this is the key word, responsible.
Right.
If a responsible gun owner wouldn't go into a heavily populated area with a bunch of little kids, even if it is just a BB gun, your brother...
Here's the thing. You can't say it's just a BB gun. My brother was playing... the neighborhood kids when we were growing up, they used to get together and play war with BB guns. And they would literally shoot at each other. And,
you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
And my brother literally did get shot in the eye and had to have several surgeries and still has issues with his eye and lost his lens. And it's very, very dangerous.
So, quote, just a BB gun...
Yeah.
Is way... I understand what you're saying. Is, well, it's just a BB gun. Okay, it is just a BB gun, but... A BB gun, if they're shooting at birds, they could kill those birds with a BB gun. How do I know? Because I've seen it done. I mean, when I was a kid, we probably did that. I don't remember specifically shooting birds, but we had BB guns, and we were naughty kids. Right. We were absolutely naughty kids. So what are your thoughts? Here's my thing. I don't know, with this letter, are you asking, should she do something more? I don't know what more you can do. You talk to the parents. I don't know if it's legal or illegal to have BB guns. I don't know that you could call the police, but I don't even know if I would. But you've talked to them. If it's a persistent thing, if it keeps happening, that's when maybe it's an issue. But according to this, it doesn't say, hey, we talked to them and they keep coming back and they're doing it anyway. So, again, without a little more advice, I think it's a little hard to give much more.
Without more details.
Yeah. And I don't know how old. It says several little boys walking through the back. How little? Like 6 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old. So again, there's a lot of things I'd like to know a little more about. But if you would like to chime in with your advice for gun owner but concerned, you can certainly do that on our Facebook page. I posted this story yesterday, and there's already some people who've chimed in. And I want to take a second right now to say thank you to the folks that do that. Because the Dear John letter, the whole concept is you can send a letter. It was supposed to be funny, by the way. Remember when we started this?
I know. We used to get some really funny ones, and now we don't anymore. They're all way too serious.
Yeah, some of like this one is another one of those things where I'm like, I don't even know if I want to read this, but I do think it's interesting, and I want to see what other people will say. So if you have thoughts on this, I encourage you, if you've got time, it's on our Facebook page. It's been there since yesterday, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And now this is the point where we're going to put out a plea. Heidi, give me some puppy dog eyes. Wait, it's radio. That's not going to help.
You can't see that.
Okay, but here's what we want. Send us some funny letters. Remember those?
I know. I used to love those.
We used to have people that would send us stuff where we could respond with silly, funny little answers.
And I loved it.
And nobody would get offended. But I'm like, I don't know how to have a silly answer to this. It's kind of a serious topic. So if you've got a question, serious or, the kind that we really want, something silly, you can submit that right through the same Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Hitler had a gas problem. In 2012, Hitler's medical documents were being auctioned off by the Alexander Historical Auctions. According to the files, they reported that he had a gas problem.
Like a flatulence
Yes,
issue?
and it had become such a pervasive issue for him, he regularly had to ingest 28 different drugs to keep it even just slightly under control.
Really?
Some of the pills that he used, the anti-gas pills, contained a base of strychnine, a poison that caused further stomach and liver issues and may have caused him to, make some bad choices.
Oh.
So he made some very bad choices. I don't know if it was blamed on that or other things, but there you go. That's today's. I don't know if that's a fun fact as much as it is a weird fact.
It's an interesting fact.
It is indeed.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline South Korea, or as a good friend of mine calls it, the good Korea, which, again, at the end of the day, I think both of them are okay now. The one's getting better. Well, it's getting better. Hey, they met, they got together. I think, they're working in the right direction here. But in South Korea, 2 men were arrested after stealing a bunch of scrap iron that was out in front of a woman's college. Turns out it wasn't scrap iron. It was it was modern art valued at $45,000.
Oh, my.
They thought they were picking up scrap metal. They're like, oh, hey, look.
Did they destroy it?
There's nobody around. So, they hauled it off and sold it for scrap, which is like a couple $100. And instead, it was $45,000 worth of modern art. There you go. This is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. And I got to tell you, this story has been shared to me several times. I watched the video and I just kind of like the guy. But it is a weird story. California man busted for breaking into a bank, not to steal anything. He just wanted to use their microwave so he could eat a Hot Pocket. And he said, I don't regret a thing. They asked, was it worth it? He goes, yeah, it was worth it. He said another word before that I won't say on the radio, but he said reporters were asking him as he's been hauled away. The man, who was not identified in the story, shattered a window at a San Diego Wells Fargo branch at about 3:30 in the morning. Surveillance shows him enter the room to use a microwave. The alarm company told police that when the police eventually got there, they found that the man had spent about an hour inside, but he was just enjoying his Hot Pocket.
All right.
Was it worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. Okay, there you go. It's actually kind of a fun video. He seems like a nice fella. I would like to buy him a Hot Pocket.
Seems like a nice fella.
He does. This is today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. An MSNBC reporter was humiliated live on air when he tried to shame passerbys in Wisconsin. He was standing there, wearing his little mask, and he was saying, hey, what's the deal? Why aren't you wearing a mask? And he was being really rude to people about not wearing. Well, his entire crew was not wearing a mask. So he was complaining and yelling at people for not wearing their masks. And he was saying, it's weird. Nobody here's wearing masks. It was Memorial Day is when this happened. And that's when one of the men walking by started filming him. Yeah. And the guy says, as you can see, no one here is wearing masks. And the guy shouts, including your cameraman.
Right.
So half your crew is not wearing them, he said. Clearly embarrassed, he appeared to cut the segment short. Looking down to the ground, he admitted, well, there you go, including the cameraman. So, wow.
Yep.
If you're going to make fun of people for not doing something, maybe make sure everybody on your team is doing that thing.
Stones.
Yeah,
Make
I
sure
just
you're
think-
not in a glass
I'm not saying
house there,
that people shouldn't
bucko.
wear a mask. I'm just saying if you're going to make fun of people for not doing it, make sure everybody on your team is doing it. There you go. That's why it's today's Moment of Da.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Fake news or Florida. Coral Springs man attacked by a python that was hiding in his toilet. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say fake news.
No, true story. I actually remember reading
He
this
was
story.
attacked?
Yeah. Well,
Or it startled him?
no, he sat down and the thing bit him on the tuchus. What else would you call that?
It was bit?
Yeah, attacked.
That's a different word.
If you were bit on the hiney, you would say you were attacked.
I would say I was bit.
You'd say, oh, he barely. It just pecked me. It was just a little. It was nothing. It was A-okay. No, he was attacked.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. Don't do that. But it is today's fake news or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news, and I think it's just an adorable story. Good news comes your way, by the way, courtesy of the Gift Card Challenge, also online at hashtag Gift Card Challenge and at giftcardchallenge.org, which is good news on its own. And so many people have done so many wonderful things helping people in need. It's just a cool thing. And you go there, you can find all the details if you'd like. Again, it's giftcardchallenge.org. Here's the headline. She's one of the best people I've known. 7-year-old hosts prom for his nanny. A 7-year-old, Curtis Rogers, Raleigh, North Carolina, hasn't seen his nanny in months due to COVID-19, so he decided to throw her a prom. He said, I planned it out because she's probably wanted to see me a lot. She's also one of the best people I've known. He was very excited and wanted to make sure everything was just right. So he got on a nice little suit, picked out a bow tie that matched her dress.
How sweet.
It was really cute. He was really excited for it to start and make sure that he was ready to impress her. And you can see these guys together. Totes adorbs, Heidi.
Adorable.
Yeah, Curtis had the whole night planned out, including some music. It's their favorite after-school snack as well. And then he said, she said he had all of my favorites, foods and everything. I could tell he put a lot of thought into it.
Oh,
it was a special day for his nanny. And they're awesome together, Alyssa said. That's the mom. They have tons of fun. She's become part of our family, and we love her. She's awesome. And you see him dressed all dapper, and you see her in a beautiful gown.
Cute.
It is adorable. And we need more positive stories like this floating around.
We do. We need
in the
lots
world.
more positive stories right now.
It just would be a great thing for people to share this kind of stuff instead of the things that have been happening in the last week. And I mean, 2020 has not been great. We'll put it that way.
No, it's not.
But the good news is there are a lot of things that are happening that are positive. So let's try to focus on those things. That's today's good news. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.